Born in Denver, Colorado, on June 13, 1953, Tim Allen's birth name was really Timothy Dick. According to Biography, Allen was teased about his last name, which provided him the chance to use humor as a defense mechanism. Allen's father Gerald Dick was killed in a car accident when the young boy was only 11 years old. Allen and his father were very close before the fatal crash, and it was actually Allen's dad who taught him everything there was to know about cars. After the family moved to Detroit, Michigan, his mother got remarried to her high school sweetheart. The two raised Allen and his siblings fairly traditionally before Allen left for Central Michigan University. He then transferred to Western Michigan, where he met his first future wife. He also began dealing drugs. 2 years after graduation in 1976, he was caught and faced serious time in prison for the first time in his life. Tim Allen was arrested in the Kalamazoo of Battle Creek International Airport on October 2, 1978. He was caught with more than 650 grams, 1.4 pounds, of cocaine. Unfortunately for Allen, state legislators had just passed a law that tied a life sentence to any conviction of selling 650 grams or more of cocaine. Allen was set up by an undercover officer named Michael Pfeiffer, who allegedly had been following the amateur drug dealer for months. It was Pfeiffer to whom Allen unwittingly gave the brown Adidas gym bag filled with cocaine. It was Allen's idea to choose the airport, as he'd seen this sort of scene on television before. He put the bag in a locker and then walked up to Pfeiffer and handed him the key. Once Pfeiffer opened the locker and its contents, Allen was swarmed. Instead of receiving his expected $42,000, Allen found himself handcuffed. Facing life imprisonment, he pleaded guilty to drug trafficking and opted to provide the names of other dealers to authorities in exchange for a lighter sentence. That allowed him to be sentenced in a federal court rather than a state court, so the new Michigan law could be ignored. As the future star charmed a judge throughout the ordeal, he told Allen that he expected him to be a very successful comedian. Fortunately, in the comedy world, being a snitch isn't a deal-breaker. In Michigan, meanwhile, Allen's information helped authorities indict 20 people in the drug trade and resulted in the conviction and sentencing of 4 major drug dealers. Allen still faced 3 to 7 years in prison, but ultimately only served 2 years and 4 months. He was released from the Federal Correctional Institution in Sandstone, Minnesota on June 12, 1981. Amazingly, that's when the comic in him began to grow. Before long, he was able to make some of the toughest prisoners and even guards laugh. Allen wasted no time exploring his talent upon his release, working at a Detroit advertising agency by day and doing stand-up at the Comedy Castle by night. He found his persona on stage and soon booked commercials. A year after his daughter Catherine was born in 1989, he booked a Showtime special. This caught the attention of Disney's Jeffrey Katzenberg and Michael Eisner, who offered him movie roles. Allen turned them down. He eventually persuaded the studio to let him do his shtick as part of a sitcom. Home Improvement premiered in 1991, with his drug-dealing past behind him. The rest is history, from his successful run in the sitcom until 1999 to roles in classic movies like Toy Story. While his path in life might not be the most advisable route to take, the decisions he made, some more honorable than others, certainly had him come out on top.